Welcome back to another edition of Coffee Time with TD. Move over, Rover, and let TD take over. Be good or be good at it. God is great always in always. I hope you had an absolutely wonderful week, but you have an even better weekend. And you know what Fridays are for. Fridays are when we look back on all of President Donald Trump, Billy Big Bollocks's incredible accomplishments. Accomplishments that only President Donald Trump could deliver. So, this past Wednesday, President Donald Trump hosted 5 leaders from Africa. And one of them was the president of Liberia. And the accomplishment from President Donald Trump, he is able to recognize when someone is speaking English. For you, I'm amazed. And he actually complimented the Liberian president. And mind you, English is Liberia's, primary language. On how, and he said, "You speak such good English," right? It's amazing to me, not to digress, but how eager President Donald Trump and his administration are to confirm to other people just how fucking stupid they are, right? They want you to know, hey, we're fucking stupid, right? You sit across or next to the president of Liberia, whose country primary language is English, and you compliment on speaking such good English. Not just how fucking disrespectful that is, right? Because that's some disrespectful shit. Full stop, end of. That is some disrespectful shit. And you know what? There's no expiration date for disrespect, right? The disrespect that he and J.D. Vance showed Zelensky when he was in the Oval Office, a wartime president, and then President Donald Trump, a draft dodger. The level of disrespect that comes out of this White House is fucking repugnant, vile, disgusting, and reprehensible. And again, I go back, but President Donald Trump was able to identify when someone was speaking English. Because I gotta be honest with you, the reason why I say that is because when President Donald Trump does his rallies, it might be a form of English, but it's not really coherent English, right? The president of Liberia speaks better English than the president of the United States, President Donald Trump. Billy Big Bollocks. That's a fact, full stop, end of. Right? The president of Liberia speaks better English than President Donald Trump. And maybe that's why President Donald Trump, we know he's full-on disrespectful to everybody. He wanted to disrespect the president of Liberia, right? Because President Donald Trump felt, small, right? He felt weak and small because he can't speak as good of English as the president of Liberia, right? So he felt the need to degrade him and be just so disrespectful. But again, it is a miracle that President Donald Trump can identify when someone is speaking proper English, right? That's the big news of the week. That's the big success story of the week, is that President Donald Trump, Billy Big Bollocks, does have the ability to identify when someone is speaking proper English. And just so you know, the president of Liberia is better spoken than the President of the United States. That's a fact. Full stop, end of. But that's where we are as a country. The United States of stupid, the long-term pandemic of stupid, and the dumbification of America. Let me know what you think about President Donald Trump, Billy Big Bollocks, being able to identify when someone is speaking proper English. Love ya.